If you've been on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok lately, you'll be very familiar with influencer culture online. For those of you who aren't aware, social media influencers are people who have gained a following online for showcasing their preferred lifestyle. There are influencers in most fields, from beauty to video gaming to fitness. For the most part, these accounts are harmless. Many of them are performative and heavily scripted or satirical. However, YouTube has some divisive users that are described by many as exploitative, problematic, and even dangerous. Keep watching to hear more about some of these influencers, specifically Nikicado Avocado, an infamous mukbang creator. If you aren't familiar with Nikicado's channel, this story arc may be quite unbelievable. Nikicado, or Nicholas Perry, first found success online as a vegan vlogger. He would upload various vegan mukbangs, often from exotic locations, where he would binge on the local plant-based cuisine. This didn't last long. Nicholas soon began posting vlogs questioning his vegan lifestyle. Soon after, he began acting in increasingly extreme ways, and his mukbangs developed from plant-based meals to enough McDonald's to feed a family. He also began posting videos of himself gossiping about various other creators, fighting with his husband, and touting unusual conspiracy theories. Unfortunately, whether Nicholas was hamming up his behavior for the cameras or if he was truly going through massive breakdowns has long been debated. Either way, it has been confirmed that Nicholas has a history of mental health problems. He has spoken in detail about his problems with depression and anxiety stemming back to childhood when he learned he was adopted. He spoke to fellow creator Trisha Paytas in an interview and explained his history. "I was in and out of therapy since I was like 5. I would just always want attention. I wanted the spotlight. They say I have ADD and OCD." Popular tea channels have spoken on Nicholas's channel often. Some of them claims his antics are all staged, but others have been expressing genuine concern for his well-being. His mental health was clearly an issue, as well as his physical health. Since changing his lifestyle and binging at the extreme level that he had gained a lot of weight. He struggles to walk, and many of his fans are concerned he will end up literally eating himself to death. It also appears that Nicholas and Orlin have a volatile relationship, and a video that features both of them inevitably devolves into an argument and saying horrible things to each other. While the world may never know if Nicholas is acting or not, we hope that he is, and that all of this is an elaborate troll. But Nicholas isn't the only controversial figure on YouTube. The next one we have to talk about is a doozy. Logan Paul. With almost 23 million subscribers, Paul is the definition of an underdog. He came up online as a teenager living in the Midwest United States. While he likes to say that he came from nothing, it has since been confirmed that his parents were actually upper middle class and that the Paul brothers grew up in relative luxury. Logan skyrocketed into controversy when he took a trip to Japan and made an absolute himself. He was filmed acting in a boorish, racist manner in public, committing property damage and acting rudely towards Japanese authority figures. The icing on the cake was when Paul made a vlog inside of what the Japanese call the suicide forest. His disrespect in this very private location is nothing short of appalling. If you haven't heard the story of what happened in the forest, we suggest you look it up, and if you are following Logan, it's probably time to unfollow. This one may be a bit dated, but when it comes to controversial YouTubers, we would be remiss to not mention Onision. Another creator with over 1 million subscribers, Onision was enjoying success when it all came crashing down around him. Another YouTube creator came out with allegations against Onision of abuse and grooming when the victim was a minor. It didn't take long for Onision to really dig himself into a hole when a knock at his door revealed Chris Hansen. Yes, that Chris Hansen. From To Catch a Predator, Hansen wanted to interview Onision, who reacted by calling the police on Hansen, solidifying his guilt in the process. The next creator on our list is one that we have mentioned already, Trisha Paytas. Similarly to Nicholas Perry, Paytas has such a long history of controversy, it's hard to know where to begin. Trisha has been accused of racism, classism, and undermining the transgender community. They have been filmed telling a Jewish man that it was okay for her to use an anti-Semitic slur. They've been caught in lie after lie for years. Some people think that there is no way that Trisha is as unintelligent as they appear to be on camera. They have said things as outlandish as that gravity doesn't have much of an effect on us, and what if it hadn't been invented? Trisha is also suspected to have many substance abuse problems. A lot of their videos feature themselves sitting on the kitchen floor, spewing nonsense, clearly very drunk. If you haven't heard of Trisha and you aren't interested in absurd and inventive ways to appear as clueless as possible, Trisha is probably not your cup of tea. Next up, we have Shane Dawson. We won't sugarcoat this one. Dawson has been accused of and grooming multiple times. He had been filmed showing explicit materials to minors, talking to minors about and asking them about their preferences. He also allegedly said some disturbing things about then 11-year-old Willow Smith. Willow's mother spoke out after a video came out where Shane mimed obscene gestures while looking at a photo of Willow. He had also used blackface and used racial slurs. As if this story couldn't get any more disturbing, it also came out years ago that Shane Dawson had experimented sexually with his cat. He describes the incident as his first sexual experience at 19 years old. He later came out with a series of tweets claiming that he had made the whole thing up to be as shocking and controversial as he could manage, but many people think the apology was fake. Most users and creators on YouTube are simply done entertaining Shane and his disturbing antics. Our next creator of questionable morals is Jay Station. He is most well known for a terrible choice he made when trying to regain popularity after being cancelled. He had landed himself in hot water after pandering to children online, creating ridiculous videos about various murderous children's figures. Once, he was being hunted by Santa, and another time it was Mickey Mouse. He had also created fake videos depicting supernatural harm being done to him. These videos were all received poorly, with him being accused of capitalizing on a very young audience. In an effort to regain some popularity online, he decided to fake his girlfriend's death. He coerced her into this scheme and did not bother to even let her family know that he would be lying about her demise online. A panic ensued, and of course, they were eventually found out. This led to his now ex-girlfriend accusing him of being verbally and physically violent with her, having screamed at her and thrown objects at her from across rooms. Ironically, it was this stunt and the abuse allegations that came out from it that triggered his YouTube account to be deleted by the platform. The next creator we have to discuss is Lily Pons, a creator that has been called the female Logan Paul. Ouch. But does she deserve this title? Pons has engaged in what has become pretty common for larger creators. She has come under fire for potentially hiring a ghostwriter for her memoir, lying about financial situations involving sponsorships and charities, and for being extremely rude in real life. These accusations, if true, are unsavory. But do you think that she deserves the label as one of the most controversial creators of all time? There is no ambiguity with the next entry on our list. Jeffree Star is one of the most hated creators on the internet. He has absolutely no care to even hide his criminal behavior. He has been accused of grooming of minors, and befriending other sexual offenders. One such friend is Davi Vanity from Blood on the Dance Floor, who had been accused of grooming minors himself. Star is also a rampant racist and has been filmed saying atrocious things about people of color. He even once said that he wanted to lighten a black woman's skin with battery acid. Will Larkins, who has a commentary account discussing the likes of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson on Twitter, for the longest time, Jeffree and Shane have been untouchable. They've gotten away with everything. I think people are finally fed up and realizing that we just can't keep giving people like this a platform. Well said, Will. And finally, we have one last creator to talk about, David Dobrik, the creator of The Vlog Squad. Dobrik had a lot of popularity and success before the creation of The Vlog Squad, but then he was very swiftly turned on. The vlogs made it very clear that Dobrik had absolutely no empathy for any of the creators that he worked with. He was known to verbally abuse them and put them in harm's way. He can be seen bullying Gabby Hanna, tricking two people into kissing while blindfolded, and was accused of forcible by a woman in the footage of one of their vlogs. The last straw was when fellow vlogger Jeff Wittek was severely injured for a stunt on the vlog. It became increasingly clear that Dobrik cared only for his own wealth and success and was willing to do anything with his colleagues to continue to build his own empire. Akila Hughes, YouTuber, has spoken on Dobrik's racist videos. I hope one day people can learn and change and grow before they make millions of dollars doing blackface. My tears are reserved for all the black people who will never even attempt to have a YouTube career because they don't want to be subjected to racism all day, every day as a living. YouTube, while a place of genuine talent much of the time, is also criticized for its tolerance of figures like those on this list. Some creators truly will exploit themselves, others, children, animals, and minorities just for the views and wealth. Have you heard of these creators before? Are there any that we didn't touch on? We would love to hear your thoughts, especially if you've been personally affected by the racist and dangerous stunts these people have undertaken. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.